So this is the unit 1, introduction to Kotlin programming. And this is the objectives, you can say. After studying this unit, you will be able to understand what are the fundamental concepts of Kotlin. You will mastering about the decision making statements in the Kotlin. We will explore some loop control statement of the Kotlin in this unit. And we will discuss about how to create and call a function in the Kotlin. And then at last, we will have the advantages and disadvantages of the Kotlin language. Okay. So these are the objectives of this unit. If you learn this unit properly, so these 5 objectives will be covered. This is the topic covered in the unit. So as the objective says, similar, we are connecting with the topic today, basics of Kotlin. We will discuss about basics of Kotlin, what is Kotlin, how it will be used, and what is the basic syntax. Then we will have the decision making statement in Kotlin. We will discuss about what is the syntax of decision making statement and what are the examples. Then we will discuss about the loop control in the statement. And then we will discuss about how to create a function and how to call a function in the Kotlin. And then we will have the discussion about advantages and disadvantages of Kotlin language. So let's start with the basics of Kotlin. Okay. Kotlin is a modern programming language created by JetBrains. This company behind the popular IntelliJ idea and was the first released in the 2011. So Kotlin is a programming language. It is created by the JetBrains company. This company has the popular IntelliJ idea as a IntelliJ IDE. You can say like also. This company is providing the IDE name as IntelliJ, and by using that IntelliJ IDE, you can create a application of the Kotlin. And it was firstly released by 2011. It run on the JVM and can also be compiled to JavaScript or native code. The second point is very important to understand over here, my friends. So the Kotlin basically runs on the Java JVM, right? So there is a virtual machine named as a JVM in the Java. So in your computer, in your machine, there will be a JVM. But if you do not install JVM, it will be available inbuilt into the IntelliJ IDE. So we will not going to install the JVM. It will be available into the IntelliJ IDE. So we just need to install the IntelliJ IDE, right? But what the concept is, the Kotlin is runs on the JVM. So there is a Java virtual machine, and on that virtual machine, the Kotlin will be running. And also be compiled to JavaScript or native code. And Kotlin can be compiled also for the JavaScript and for the native code also. So the Kotlin is a object-oriented language that is considered an enhanced version of Java, while still being fully interpretable with Java code. So we can say like a Kotlin is an object-oriented language, same as Java. Java is also object-oriented. You can say like a Kotlin is also an object-oriented language. It is considered an enhanced version of Java. That is why the Google is supporting a Kotlin language for the mobile application development. Right? So we can say like a Kotlin is an advanced version, enhanced version of the Java, and it will be fully interportable with Java code. So there is a certain situation that whenever we are creating a mobile application, there will be some Java code and there will be some Kotlin code also. So you can do work together like also. Say for example, in the one file you will have the Kotlin and another file you will have the Java code. So it is possible you can create application by using Java and by using Kotlin also. So these 3 points is important for us, guys. Java is created by JetBrains. It is providing the IntelliJ IDE, and this IDE will use to uh, type the code, and we can run the Kotlin code into the IntelliJ IDE itself. And the Java is runs in the JVM. So there will be a JVM on that the Kotlin will be running. And it can also compile for the JavaScript and the native code also. And Kotlin is also an object-oriented language. It is a object-oriented programming language that is considered as an enhanced version of the Java. You can say like advanced version of the Java also. And it is fully interpretable with Java code. Next. So we can say like in 2017, Google officially recognized Kotlin as one of the primary language for Android development. So you can say like in the 2017, it is officially announced that the Kotlin is a official version, official language for the Android development from 2017. Before that, there was a Java as an official language for the Android development. In 2017, Google officially recognized the Kotlin as a primary language for Android development. Next, Kotlin is a programming language that can run on JVM. In the previous slide also, I have told you. So the Kotlin is a programming language that can be run onto the JVM. Google has announced a Kotlin as one of its officially supported programming language. And in the Android Studio. And the Android community is migrating at a pace of Java to Kotlin. So when the Google has announced the Kotlin is official version, official technology for the mobile application development. So all the community related to Android is migrating from Java to Kotlin. So you can say in the current market, all the application which are developing is totally based on Kotlin. Next point. So here I have taken some points why Kotlin for Android development, why Kotlin is required, why Kotlin is necessary, and why Kotlin is that much important for Android development. Let's say first point is Google support. Google is officially supports Kotlin for Android development, ensuring seamless integration with Android Studio. So there is a 2 point. First point is I told you Google is officially supported the Kotlin programming language for Android development. So Google announced that Kotlin is official language for the Android development. And it is also Google is also ensuring that the Android Studio is also supporting an integration with the Kotlin. So whenever if you want to develop a mobile application, you need to work on Android Studio, right? So Android Studio is an IDE, integrated development environment, that IDE will use to design and use to develop a mobile application. That we will do practically in the later on lectures. Easy of use. Kotlin syntax is more concise and straightforward compared to Java. So if you write some code about to print the statement into the console of the Java and of the Kotlin, you will see that the Kotlin syntax is more concise and very straightforward is compared to Java, making the code easier to read and maintain. So Java is a very easy, but the Kotlin is supporting the concise syntax as compared to Java and making the code easier to read and maintain. Okay, so the Kotlin code is very easy to read and easy to maintain by using that IntelliJ IDE that is providing by JetBrains. Third is Java compatibility. Kotlin can be used alongside Java in the same project. I have told you before simplifying the transition from Java to Kotlin. So Kotlin can be used alongside Java in the same project. So if you are working in the mobile application, you are developing a mobile application, suppose there is a 5 file, so it is possible to do like that also. From 5, 3 file will be of the Kotlin and 2 file will be of the Java. It is possible and it is very compatible also by using Android Studio. So this is the points that why the Kotlin is very useful for Android development. Google supports, easy to use, and also it is providing Java compatibility. Kotlin is also providing the compatibility of Java. Next, null safety. Null safety is very important and interesting part about the Kotlin. Kotlin improves error prevention by providing clear handling of null value, reducing the risk of bugs commonly seen in the Java. So in the Java, the null pointer exception will be seen by commonly. So whenever you are working on the Java project, so that exception, name as null pointer exception, will occur many times and we need to handle it in the application properly. Right? So Kotlin improves the error prevention by providing clear handling of null value. So Kotlin is providing null safety by default. So that is the way that there is no any null pointer exception will occur if you are working into the Kotlin language. So it is very important part that Kotlin is providing a null safety. We will not worry about the null values, null pointer exception, as like in the Java. It is very easy to understand the null safety concept practically also. We will discuss in our lectures. Then enhanced asynchronous programming. Kotlin is providing asynchronous programming also. Kotlin coroutines make it simpler to make background tasks such as network call without blocking the user interface. So there will be some UI and there will be some service also, right? So the Kotlin is providing some kind of services like as network call. For example, network call without interfering or without blocking the UI. So when user is interacting with the interface, the background service is working, can be working a synchronous way. And there is a vibrant community. Kotlin benefit from growing ecosystem from library, tool, and supportive developer community. So Kotlin is also supporting a very huge community that will help you to design and develop your mobile application also. Next. Now you can see here, my friends, here I have given the simple version of print statement in the Kotlin. So if you want to print something into the console, this is the syntax of the Kotlin language. Say for example, first of all, you need to write function main. So fun is a keyword. Fun is a keyword to create a function into the Kotlin. And then there is a main function. So main function is a starting point of the program execution into the Kotlin. Keep this point into your mind. The main function is a starting point of the program execution in the Kotlin. And you can see like that, I have written round bracket start and round bracket over and then curly brackets over, curly bracket start, right? So that curly bracket start means the scope of main function is started. And in that, I have written a println statement. Println statement, inverted comma, hello world. So if you run this program, and you will get the output name as hello Mori University, right? So this is just a very basic simple program. If you run this program, you will have the output like as hello world, right? But we focus on the code. It is a very simplest code in the of the Kotlin function main, round break start, round bracket over, curly bracket start means a scopes of a main function is started. In that I have written a println statement, In the invert comma, there will be a hello world as a string and curly bracket over. So when you run this program, you will have the output as a hello world into the console. So this is a simple way of the Kotlin programming. There is another way you can say object oriented hello world program. So you can see there is a class name as greeter. That class are having a parameter name as a name colon string. In this greeter class, there is a function named as greet. And in the greet method, I have written println statement hello $name. Right. After that, you can see in the code there is a function main. Arguments I have taken from the console as an array string. And in the main scope, I have called a method named as greet by using that greeter class. So you can see in the greeter class, when I'm calling this method from over here, this modi is the string value will goes into the name variable. And after that, I will call the method name as dot greet. So the greet method will be called and the print statement will be executed and we will have the hello modi into the output. I hope you are getting this code. You are understanding this code properly. This is the another approach to print the statement into the console by using the object-oriented programming. So Kotlin is supporting the object-oriented programming also. That is why I have taken this example over here. Let's see next. So every programming language has the basic concept name as a variable. What is variable? Variable is a simple, you can say like as a container. A container has a value, right? So variable is a kind of container. A variable is a kind of symbolic name of a memory allocation which is used to store data or value. Right. So whenever you are creating a variable will created into the memory. One memory size or memory block will be allocated to that particular variable, and that variable will have the particular value. So let's discuss 2-3 points about the variable. A Kotlin has powerful type interface. While you can explicitly declare the type of variable, you will usually let the compiler do the work by inferring it. Kotlin does not enforce immutability. Through its recommended, in essence, use VAL or VAR. So if you want to create a variable into the Kotlin, there is a two keyword using VAL and using VAR. You can create a variable into the Kotlin by using these two keywords, right? So this variable, actually, what is the variable? Variable is a one kind of name, a symbolic name of memory allocation. So if you are creating a variable, the memory is allocated to that particular variable. And in that memory, the value will be stored. So a variable is a symbolic name of memory allocation, which is used to store data or value. But in the Kotlin, we can create a variable by using two keyword VAL and VAR. Keep this point into your mind. Next. See over here, I have taken a simple example for the variable declaration and initialization. In the first line, I have written VAR a colon string. So this is the syntax of the Kotlin. To create a variable, to define and declare a variable. VAR is a keyword, A is a variable name, and then colon, and then a data type. And equal to, you can provide the initial value of the particular variable. In the second line, I have created a variable by using VAL keyword, colon, integer equal to 1. So you can see like by using VAR keyword, you can create a mutable variable, and by using VAL keyword, you can create immutable variable. So I hope you know about the difference between mutable variable and immutable variable. The value of the immutable variable cannot be changed at runtime. And the value of the mutable variable can be changed at runtime. This is the main difference between mutable variable and immutable variable. And I have created another variable name is c, val, c equal to 3. So you can see over here, I have created 3 variable a, b, and c. Both, all are the variables are with different syntax. First is with a string with initial value. Second, b is the integer value with initial value. And c is a directly value is assigned into the c variable. So you can see declare a mutable variable and initializing it. Declare immutable variable and initializing it. Declare immutable variable initializing without specifying its type. The compiler infers the type integer. So compiler will take the type of the variable internally, and then I have printed the value of a into the console. You can print the value of b also, and you can print the value of c also into the console by using println a, println b, and println c. Right? I hope you are getting the points about variable. You can create a variable in the Kotlin. This is the syntax, and this is the example that I have given to you. Right? Next. Variables about, we can say like var, e colon integer, and println e. So here what I have done, I have declared a variable without initialization. You can do like that also. You can create a variable without any value, without initialization. And the second point is an attempt to use that variable cause compiler error variable e must be initialized. So if you run this code into your function main, you can write these 2 lines, and when you going to run this code, it will be a compilation error. It will give you the compilation error. In the Kotlin, you cannot declare a variable without value. So what it means? It means that whenever you are creating a variable, it need to be initialized. Otherwise, you do not create a variable. If you do not have a value to store, then do not create a variable, please. The Kotlin is saying like that, right? So an attempt to use that variable causes a compilation error. Why? Because we do not have assigned, we do not have initialized the value to the e variable, and we are trying to print it. That's why it will give the compilation error. Here I have given another example of variable. Say for example, function main var first colon integer equal to 10. It means we have created a variable name as first with a data type integer and with value 10. And I have printed the value before colon first. Means that the value of the first will be before 10. Then I have changed the value first equal to 20 now. It is a mutable variable. By using that var keyword, we can create a mutable variable. So I can change the value. Now I have changed the value first equal to 20. And now I have printed. After that, the value is of $first will be the 20. I have created another variable point. Say for example, var point colon integer equal to 12. Assign another value point equal to 15. And I have printed the value is $point, means the value will be the 15, right? So it will be considered the last assigned value to the variable. A read line function is available into the Kotlin also. If you want to read the data from the console, the read line method will be there. Say for example, function main print enter your name. Now we are asking about the name from the console. Variable name colon string question mark equal to read line. So that question mark equal to, the question mark will say like as a null safety operator. We will discuss this point in the later on, but currently I'm just telling you about the question mark. The question mark is null safety operator. So that readline method will use to user input from the console, and when the user entered a value from the console and provide enter, the value will be stored in the variable name as a name. See, over here we have created a variable name. So the value will be stored in the name variable, and then we have printed name is $name. So when you run this file, the console will wait for the input. When user provides some input and hit enter, That value will be stored into the name variable, and then we have printed the name is $name. See, we are having a if expression over here also. Here I have created a function name as my function. So if you are if you want to create a function into the Kotlin, the fun keyword is there, and after that you need to write the function name. Let's understand this program for if expression. A very simple if expression into the Kotlin. It is like as a C language, like as a Java language. Kotlin has a very simple syntax of conditional expressions. So for example, print enter any percentage. We have taken the input from the user. See over here, var percentage equal to read line and exclamatory and dot. These exclamatory sign will use to convert your data into the another data type, right? It is also called data type conversion. So we have taken the data by using that read line, and we are converting that data into the double value. That's why I am calling the to double method over here. So when if any user enter any percentage, this percentage will need to convert it into the double. So that's why I have converted into the double by using that to double method. And the value is available into the percentage variable now. Now I am just checking the percentage by using if statement. If percentage is greater than equal to 90 and is percentage is less than equal to 100. So we are printing the excellent into the console. Right? This is a basic logical program. But what my point is, what are the syntax of the if expression? You can see in this program. Then after I have written else if percentage is greater than equal to 75 and percentage is less than to 90, then we are printing very good on the console. Else if percentage is greater than equal to 60 and percentage is less than to 75, then we are printing good as a into the Kotlin. And after that, we are providing a else statement, print fine. So the fine will be the output into the console, right? So this is just a very simple and very logical program. I hope you know about the logic of the how to find the grading by using that percentage. But I am focusing on to the syntax of the Kotlin. So in this syntax, you can see we are covered if statement, if else statement, and a nested if statement also, ladder if also, right? You can provide a nested if you want to do that also, right? The Kotlin is allowing that. Next, the Kotlin is providing when statement. It is something related to a switch statement into the C and Java. The when construct in Kotlin can be true of as a replacement of Java switch statement. You can see like a switch statement of the Java. It is the replacement in the Kotlin is a when statement. It evaluates a section of code among many alternatives. So there will be a multiple alternatives. Okay, from multiple alternatives, the code will select a one alternate to do the execution of the code. So, let's have an example. Say for example, function main print enter any number between 1 to 5. So here also you know about how the switch statement is working, but I am focusing on the syntax of when statement into the Kotlin. So you can see I have created a variable number colon integer equal to read line exclamatory dot to integer. In the previous program, you can see we have converted this data into the double. And in this program, I have converted the entered data into the integer value. To integer is the method. It will convert your string into integer. So number is a variable that will have the number will be entered by the user. And then when in the when clause, I have written number. So this number will be checked by the every possibility. Say for example, if the number having a 1, then it will be print 1. If the number has 2, then it will print the 2. If the number have a 3 as a value, then it will print 3 into the console. But Kotlin is providing such a different ways also. ये क्या कर रहा है आपका जो है कोटलिन जो है वो आपको डिफरेंट फंक्शनैलिटी दे रहा है when स्टेटमेंट में. ठीक है. See, first, second, and third, it is similar to like as a C and Java. But the Java and C are not providing with multiple values. So, for example, I have written 4, 5. So, if in the number variable, there will be a 4 or 5, more than 3 will be printed onto the console. And this is the syntax. By using that arrow sign, you can provide the case statement. 1 arrow, 2 arrow, 3 arrow, 4, 5 arrow. So if the number variable have 4 as a value, or is the number variable have 5 as a value, more than 3 will be printed onto the console. It is the another and different and very important to understand the range function. So you can provide a range also. Range function using in keyword. So you can see over here, I have provided in 6.10. So if there is a range, if you need to check about the range into the variable using the when statement, you can do like that also. In 6::10. What it means? It means that in the number variable, the range that we are providing from 6 to 10. So if the number variable has a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 value as a value, it will be print you entered more than 5. And if user has entered different value, then we have printed the default value as a input. Then we are having a loop controls also. I hope you know about the loop. When you want to do the repeated task, when you want to do the similar task but with the different values, at that time in the programming language we are using the loop statement. Loop is used to programming to repeat a specific block of code until certain condition is met, test expression is false. A very simple syntax for the loop control into the Kotlin is for I in 1.10 means your loop is started from 1 and ended at the 10. So 1 and 10 both are included into the loop, and then we are printing $I. So these will be the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for these 2 line of code. There is a different variations also for the for loop. Let's discuss about all the variations. Say for example like this. For I in 1.10 step 2, and then we are printing the value of the I. So you can see the loop is started from the 1 and it is taking 2 steps. Means we are increasing the value as 2 times. So if you run this code, we'll get the output like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Say for example, next for I in 10 down to 1. So now if you want to reverse your loop, at that time down to keyword will be used. It is very interesting also. If you want to do the loop, if you want to run your loop reverse order, into the reverse order, आप अपनी loop को reverse order में चलाना चाहते हो, at that time you need to work on the down to. Say for example, for I in 10 down to 1, and we are printing, and in the output what we will getting is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, for I in 1.10, same you can say like 1 to 10 is printing into the console. Next, there is a while loop also. Variable I equal to 1. I have created a variable name as I, and I has a 1 value. And I have created a while I less than equal to 10. And then in the while loop, I am printing the I value and then I plus plus. So the output of this program will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So you can see like that also. In the next variable, I have created a variable equal to I, while I less than equal to 10. And in the while loop, I have printing the value of I. And then I have increasing the ith value plus equal to 2. Right? So this will be the output 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, let's discuss about the function. Function in the Kotlin is very important. You can see like, you can say like, here I have created two functions. Function print message will take one parameter as a message colon string, and it will print the message that is providing by the user where at the calling time. There is another function print message with prefix. So you can see like also the print message with prefix is a function, has a two parameter message colon string comma prefix colon string equal to info. So prefix is just a simple variable, but it is for default value. So prefix is a default value of the particular variable. So you can see over here a prefix colon string equal to info. Prefix colon string equal to info, right? So prefix variable has a info value as a default. So prefix variable has a default value info. So when it will be printed, a prefix value will be printed and the message will be printed. Here I have created another function named as sum. Will have two parameter, x colon integer, y colon integer. And over here I have provided a return type also. So if you want to provide the return value from the function, you can provide like that one, colon and then return type data type, right? And then I have written the x plus y. And here I have created a multiply function with two argument equal to x plus y. So now let's see in the function main, I have called a message named as the print message with a hello message. So the hello message will goes into this message variable and it will be printed into the console. The print message with prefix, I have called this method with two parameter. First parameter is hello, second parameter is log. So this hello will be stored into the message and log will be stored into the prefix. And then printed. So when this line will be executed, it will print the log and then hello. Log hello will be output. And then I have called a method with only one parameter with hello. So hello will goes into the message and the prefix will be the default, means default value info. So when this line will be executed, it will call to this method and the info hello will be output. A print message with prefix called, say for example, now I just want to call a prefix before the parameter. So I have called prefix first and then I have called a message first. Message as a second, you can say. So prefix equal to log and message equal to hello. So this log will goes to the prefix and this hello will goes to the message variable and this will be printed as a log hello. And then I have called a println statement using the sum method. The sum method is called with two parameter 1 and 2. So that 1 will goes to that x, 2 will goes to that y, and it will be returned the addition of that two value and it will be printed onto the console. So this is the basic about the function into the Kotlin, how to create and how to call a function in the Kotlin. Next. Here function print all with prefix and log. It is similar to like that, right? Print message with prefix and sum. Now let's discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of the Kotlin. Advantages like it is a concise syntax. It reduce the uh, boilerplate code, making development faster and more readable. Disadvantage learning curve. Developer new to Kotlin or coming from the Java may find it challenging to learn feature like coroutine, and Kotlin specific syntax. So when if you are working onto the Java, so Kotlin syntax is different to the Java. So in the starting points, you will have the difficulty to understand the syntax. Then we have the advantages like Java interportability. Fully compatible with Java means a Kotlin is a fully compatible with Java, allowing easy integration into existing Java project. So if you have the Java project, and in that project you can integrate Kotlin easily, right? So as the disadvantage, we are having a slow compilation speed. Why? Because Kotlin compilation speed can slower compared to Java, which may affect to build time, especially in the large project. The advantage is like as a null safety. It is a built-in null safety prevention, null pointer exception by distinguish nullable and non-null value. The limitation of library, like the Kotlin ecosystem, is still smaller compared to Java, and some library tool are not as mature. A modern language feature is an advantage, like as it support modern features like lambda function, higher order function, and extension function. And in the disadvantage of the Kotlin, like a smaller talent pool, there are few Kotlin developer compared to Java, right? Making hire more challenging. But nowadays, the all the Java developer are working on the Kotlin, and they know how the Kotlin works. Next disadvantage and advantages. Coroutines. So the Kotlin simplifies asynchronous programming and concurrent task, improving performance and code readability. Tooling and ID support, while the tool UI IntelliJ IDE and Android Studio support Kotlin, they may not be optimized and Java tool in certain cases. Kotlin is official Android support by Google for Android development, making the preferred language for Kotlin. Runtime performance, in some cases, Kotlin performance may be slightly slower than Java, particularly with advanced feature like coroutines. Cross-platform development in the Kotlin multi-platform, allowing sharing and code across different platforms like Android, iOS, and more. Right, so it can provide the cross-platform also. Integration with legacy code, integration Kotlin into the large existing Java code base and can be challenging and may require significant refactoring. Strong community support, a growing vibrant community with many resource, library, and tools for Kotlin developers. So there is a strong community. Uh, you can get a help from the community also, and all are the libraries and resources are freely available into the for the Kotlin developer. So let's have some summary that we have discussed today's topic. Kotlin is a modern, statically typed programming language that is concise, expressive, and interportable with Java. It is commonly used for Android development. So Kotlin is generally used for Android development. It is a statically typed language, very concise and expressive, and compatible with Java also. Kotlin uses if and when for decision making, right? So if you want to do some decision making, Kotlin using if and when statement. If check condition, while when allow multiple condition to be checked for more flexibility. So when is it is something like a switch statement into the Java switch case and default. Kotlin support for while and do while loops to control the flow or repetitive task efficiently. So the Kotlin is also supporting the loop statement for while and do while. Function in Kotlin are defined using fun keyword. They can have they can have parameters, return type, and support default value, name argument, and higher order function. Advantage of the Kotlin: it is concise, providing null safety, interoperable with Java, and support modern feature like coroutines and cross-platform development. And the disadvantage of the Kotlin is learning curve, slow compilation, smaller ecosystem, and challenge with legacy code integration. These are the keywords that we have covered today. Kotlin is a modern statically typed programming that run on the JVM and fully interoperable with Java. It is known for concise syntax, null safety, and strong support for Android. A variable is declared using VAL, means immutable variable, or VAR, using mutable variable. The type can be inferred or explicitly specified, making the syntax concise and flexible. Conditional statement in Kotlin, conditional statement include it for a simple condition and when for more complex multiple condition checks. Both are used to control flow execution based on specific condition. Loop. A Kotlin support for while and do while for iterating over ranges. Collection or executing repetitive task. This loop offer concise and flexible way of controlling. UDF in Kotlin. In the Kotlin, UDF function are created using the fun keyword followed by the function name and parameter. They can return the value or be unit and support default argument or higher order function. Let's have some multiple questions, multi-choice question. Name is MCQ. First question: what is the correct way to declare immutable variable in the Kotlin? VAR name colon string equal to Kotlin. Const name colon string equal to Kotlin. VAL name colon string equal to Kotlin. Let name colon string equal to Kotlin. So the right answer is C. VAL name colon string equal to Kotlin. By using that syntax, you can create a immutable variable. Which of the following is used for declaring a mutable variable? If you want to declare a mutable variable, which keyword will be used? Let, const, val, or var. So the right answer is D. By using the var keyword, you can create a mutable variable in the Kotlin. How do you declare a nullable variable into the Kotlin? If you want to create a nullable variable, how you can do? A. Variable name colon string equal to null. B. var name colon string question mark equal to null. C. var name colon string exclamatory equal to null. And val name colon string question equal to null. So the right answer is B. You can create a variable nullable variable by using that question mark and equal to sign. Which of the following is correct syntax for the when statement into the Kotlin? When value, yes, one arrow println. When value, one arrow print. When value, one equal to greater than print. And then when case one arrow print. So the right answer is B. You can create you can write a when statement like that. When value, then one arrow println. Which loop type will execute the block of code at least one, even if the condition is false? A logical question: while loop, for loop, do while loop, or if loop. So the right answer is C, do while loop. By using that do while loop, you can execute a block of a statement at once, at least one, even the condition is false. How can you iterate through a range of numbers from 1 to 5? If you want to iterate a range from the Kotlin, what is the syntax? For I in 1 dot 5, for I in 1 dot 5, there is a difference. In the A, there is no bracket. In the B, there is a round bracket. C, for I colon 1 comma 5. D, loop 1 dot 5. So the right answer is B. For I in 1 dot 5 is the right statement, right syntax to iterate the loop by using that range function. What is the output of the following code? Say, for example, we are having a variable x equal to 10, val x equal to 10. If x is greater than to 5, then print greater, else a smaller. So what is the output? You can say like there is 4 option: greater, smaller, 10, or error. So the right answer is A. If you run this code, you will get the output as a greater. Which of the following is the correct way to define a function in Kotlin? DEF add, A B colon integer, return type integer, return A plus B. Fun add A colon integer, comma B colon integer, colon integer, return A plus B. C. FUNC add A comma B colon integer, arrow integer, return A plus B. Fun add A comma B colon integer equal to greater than integer, return A plus B. The right answer is B. Function add A colon integer, B colon integer, colon return type, and return A plus B. What will be the output of the following Kotlin code? Function greet name colon string equal to Kotlin, println hello dollar name. So there is a function name is greet having a parameter as a name colon string equal to Kotlin. And when we are calling a function, greet function by over here, what will be the output? 4 option is there: hello Kotlin, hello greet, error, or hello. So the output of this program will be hello Kotlin. Why? Because whenever we are calling a function, we are calling a function without parameter. Okay. So name will be the default parameter as Kotlin. So Kotlin is the default parameter for name, and we are printing hello dollar name, and a name having Kotlin. What is the default return type of Kotlin? Function that does not return any value. This is very important question. Four uh, choices there: void, nothing, unit, or null. Right. So if you have created a function into the Kotlin, in there is no return type you have written, so it will return the unit value. So the answer is C. This is the self-assessment questions. Say like that is what we have learned in today's lecture. What is difference between VAL and VAR in the Kotlin? How do you declare a nullable variable in the Kotlin? Provide an example. How do you check if the variable is null in the Kotlin? Write an example of when statement into the Kotlin. It's a multiple condition. How do you use an if statement to check if the number is positive, negative, or zero? Right. This is the programs that you can do by yourself. You can try to do that. If you have any question, query, let me know. What is the difference between while loop and do while loop into the Kotlin? Provide with example. How do you define a function in Kotlin? By using fun keyword, you can define a function in Kotlin and provide an example of function that add two numbers. So here what you need to do is you just need to write a function that will add two numbers and return the value. What are default argument in the Kotlin function? To provide an example. So what is default argument? So whenever you are creating a function, you can provide a default argument. How can you return multiple values from function into the Kotlin? So these are the self-assessment question. You can assess by yourself by this question that अभी तक आपने जो इस लेक्चर में सीखा है वो कितना सीखा, और ये सब क्वेश्चन आप सेल्फ असेसमेंट क्वेश्चन है, तो अपने अपने आप से आप असेसमेंट कर सकते हो अपना. ठीक है. सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू गाइज.